The biggest shock of this series so far, Tottenham won a trophy. Tottenham won the FA Cup in Season 1. So welcome to the first experiment of Football Manager 2024. A quick experiment where we have simulated 20 years of the English Football League system, but I have swapped all of the National League teams up into the Premier League and vice versa and move things around. So this is the Premier League for Season 1 after Manchester City winning it last year. You've got Aldershot, Altrincham, Barnet, Bournemouth, Bromley, Chesterfield, Dagenham, Redbridge, Eastleigh, Ebbsfleet, Flyde, Gateshead, Hartlepool, Kidderminster, Maynard, Oldham, Oxford, Rochdale, Wellstone, Woking and York City. Now obviously there's 24 teams in the National League and only 20 spots in the Premier League, so the other 4 teams have been put into the Championship. Now if you are new here, make sure you do go down and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of my experiments going forward, and make sure you do go and check out my Build a Nation Let's Play series with Egersund in Norway as we look to take them and the nation all the way to the top. Can you also make sure you do go down, drop a like on the video as well. It just helps out the YouTube algorithm. Lets them know that you think this video is fan-dabby-dozy. Now if we check out the Championship, you will see the other 4 teams as well as another mix of teams from League 2. So the National League has gone into the Premier League with some in the Championship. League 2 has gone into the Championship with a couple going into League 1. And then League 2 is obviously the old Championship, and the National League is the old Premier League teams. So in terms of the season preview, Man City are predicted to go up. And remember, only 2 teams can go up from the National League. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes some of these teams to get out of it. You can see the likes of Ipswich Town, Southampton, Leicester and Leeds from the Championship have replaced them other 4 teams and dropped into the National League. So Season 1 is over, and after the Manchester City dominance, the first Premier League winners of this new era at Chesterfield. Chesterfield have just bankrolled themselves for years to come. 84 million in the bank now. They've definitely landed on their feet, shall we say. And the other 2 teams getting Champions League are York City and Gateshead. Only 2 more teams. Going down are Fylde, Maidenhead and Oxford City. The question is, why is there only 2 more teams? If we go to the National League and just check this out, we can see Liverpool have gone up. So, Europa League qualification was Tottenham. So I'm guessing Tottenham actually, firstly, Tottenham maybe won a trophy. Tottenham won the FA Cup. I mean, the biggest shock of this series so far, Tottenham won a trophy. Tottenham won the FA Cup in Season 1. But there must be another Champions League spot gone somewhere. Let's just have a little investigation, shall we, and see exactly where that other Champions League spot has gone. Do we have a Man City in the Champions League final? So if they win it, they would get that spot. Okay, so Man City have a chance of being Vanarama National League champions and Champions League champions. Also, looking at relegation from the National League, only 1 team who starts in the Championship in real life in Ipswich Town went down. The other 3 are Premier League clubs: Luton, Burnley and Sheffield United. Leicester, Leeds and Southampton all survived in Season 1. Now, I'm not going to come back every single season, but I did want to come back after the second season to check 2 things. Firstly, did Manchester... Yes, they did. Manchester City won the Champions League in Season 1. So if we go to stages and then we go to last season and we go to the Champions League final, Man City won 1-0. So they got into the Champions League in Season 2 as well, which probably would be a big help. But what I wanted to check is Chesterfield, who got Champions League football again, by the way. I want to see how their run in the Champions League went. So they went in automatically in the group stage. And they had Gateshead in their Champions League group. A 1-1 draw there. A 0-0 against Union Berlin. 4-0 against Celtic. 3-0 against Atletico. Porto beat them 5. And Red Bull beat them 2. And then Bayern Munich beat them 3, but then a 0-0 against Milan. If we go to the group stages for season 2, we want, don't we? Which should be that full group. It is. So let's have a look through this. Oh, it wasn't good for English clubs. You can see York City bottom, Gateshead, Barnet, and then Chesterfield. 4 teams, all bottom 4 spots. Now Man City did do England some good, finishing in 3rd in that second season. It's just dropped down in the Europa League for this season then, where Tottenham won the Europa League, who I'm guessing Tottenham were still a National League side, and they didn't even go out of the National League, yet they won the Europa League, so they get into Europe for the 3rd season as well. The fact that they are dominating that way means that we are still getting good teams in Europe going into the 3rd season. But I want to just check there's that league phase. So let's have a look. Bromley came bottom. So there's the first team. Oldham Athletic came 30th. They did pick up 2 victories against Dynamo Zagreb and Dynamo Butrima. Let's have a scroll up, see who else we can see in this list here. Gladbach, Sporting, Hoffenheim. Tottenham came 4th. Now let's go into the Conference League, shall we, and just check this one. So Lincoln Red Imps were bottom. Are we seeing an English side anywhere here? Let's have a look. So far, absolutely none. Not a single English side in the group stage. Not a single English side in the group phase. 4th qualifying round. Was there an English side in this? There was not. Oh, it's not looking promising, by the way. 3rd qualifying round. There they are. Watford went out in the qualifying, and I guess they would be the only English side. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, but has the coefficient took a big hit because of this? Europe, coefficients. England are still top. And I think that's due to the fact of Tottenham winning. Wait, does that mean Tottenham have won 2 trophies in 2 years? Oh my days, my game's broken. This game is broken. We are simulating teams from Premier League teams now playing in the National League, and Tottenham have won 2 trophies in 2 years. 1 domestic, 1 continental. So we are now 10 seasons in, and you can see Man City have basically come back in and cemented their place. So let's have a look through. Chesterfield won its season 1, then Stockport, then Barnsley, then Reading. But then Man City got back into the Premier League and they have just dominated since then. Now there are only 8 original Premier League sides in the Premier League 10 years in. Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle, West Ham, Manchester United and Tottenham. But bear in mind, Tottenham have just been relegated, so they are on the way down. They are going back down into the Championship. The league is ranked 3rd now, so they have dropped down from 1st to 3rd. And with only 8 former Premier League teams, some new giants need to be born. Now in terms of some teams who've just struggled to get back up, Aston Villa and Crystal Palace are mid-table League 2 sides 10 years in. And then going down into the National League, you will see that Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest and Everton are in the National League now. So you can see here, Everton still haven't gone back up. You have Bournemouth who are down in 17th and Nottingham Forest in 13th. But that's not the worst. I did make some notes. And if we go to the National League North, you have, where are they? You have Sheffield United and Burnley. Sheffield United are in 5th place and Burnley are in 15th place in the National League North. So 10 years in, Sheffield United and Burnley have not only struggled or just not got back into the Football League, they are lower down in the English Pyramid than when they started. But also in the National League South, Luton are in 16th. Luton are a mid-table National League South side as well, 10 years in. It's crazy. So we are 20 years into the future now. What we're going to do is I'm going to go through these leagues one by one. And if you see your club, your local club, a club you like, and they are not even visible anymore, make sure you do comment below. Let us know that they have gone completely out of the pyramid. So here is the National League South. And then we will go to the National League North, where we come across our first former Premier League club, Sheffield United, have just gone up. They finished joint with Shrewsbury on points, but they have now just gone up. Salford are down here as well. They were in the Championship when we started, so they've had a big fall from grace as well. Going up to the National League now, and you can see second, well actually you can't see because my head, switch around, second from bottom, Brentford, again relegated to the National League South. 20 years into the future, Brentford have not only failed to bounce back, they are on the slide as they are going down to the National League South. Still struggling in non-league is also Burnley, who are there in 13th place. And I'm just looking down the likes of Northampton, Carlisle, Leyton Orient, Accrington and Stanley, Stevenage, and then obviously Brentford. Football League clubs who are now in non-league again, or for the first time. Moving into League 2, and as I scroll up you can see the likes of Huddersfield from a Championship, Charlton starting in League 1, Wigan starting in League 1, Blythe have come up from National North, Sheffield Wednesday down in League 2, Wickham going back up, Scarborough Athletic, who are one of the new teams in the National League North, have gone up and they are battling for promotion to League 1. If we go up to League 1, you can see Everton have just won promotion to the Championship. Going down, Bolton, Wimbledon, Hartlepool and MK Dons. Southampton only just narrowly avoiding relegation back down to League 2. Stoke are mid-table in League 1 now. Preston as well. Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace and Everton are the former Premier League clubs sitting in League 1 20 years into the future. So moving up into the Championship now, you can see Eastleigh are still up here, Notts County, and then you've got Leeds and Watford. Wolves from Premier League side and bottom half Championship now. Swansea mid-table in the Championship again, Queen's Park Rangers. Former Premier League and Champions League playing Chesterfield are now a Championship side. Fulham are there. Tottenham are in 6th place after 20 years. They started so well. FA Cup, Europa League, Conference League, Europa League. It's so long ago I can't remember. It's so long ago for their fans. They definitely can't remember. Brighton, Leicester. But look at this. 20 years into the future and Arsenal just winning promotion. What's going on here? As you can see, they've just been relegated. So they got relegated back to the Championship. And they have gone back up first time asking. But the fact they did get relegated lets you know that they are not the club that they once were. So the next click will take us to the Premier League, where we can see, has any former Premier League team bounced back and won the Premier League over Man City and Chelsea? Has a non-Premier League club won it since they came back? Let's find out, shall we? So Man City, Chelsea. No. Nobody since Man City got back into the Premier League have won it apart from Chelsea. Wrexham coming in 3rd place there. Have they been close? Yes. The season before they came 2nd. So people are knocking on the door. Ryan Reynolds, Rob Nelda. Them two will be very delighted with Wrexham in the Champions League now, alongside Barnsley and Liverpool, with Manchester United and West Brom getting into the Europa League and Reading getting the Europa Conference League. York City, Oldham Athletic and Coventry going down. Sunderland, Grimsby, Stockport, Boreham Wood, West Ham, Blackburn, Newcastle, Norwich and Birmingham make up the Premier League. So Boreham Wood, I would say, they did proper yo-yo round, proper yo-yo seasons there, but they are back in the Premier League. And Oldham Athletic, York, but them two are gone. So that leaves Grimsby, Boreham Wood. Is Boreham Wood the only... Do Grimsby start in the League 2? Or do they start... Yeah, they start in the Championship, which means... which means that Boreham Wood are the only team who started in the Premier League, who 20 years later are still in the Premier League. So what I also want to check is, firstly, has anybody won the FA Cup apart from the big boys, past winners? So Man City, Birmingham won it, Liverpool, West Ham, so nobody's won that. That's a bit upsetting. Carabao Cup, Wrexham won it, Wrexham again, Reading, West Brom, York, Middlesbrough, Norwich. Okay, that's a little bit better to see. Community Shield, Birmingham City won that. Reading. Okay, so there's been a couple there. Shall we head over to Europe and see if anybody in Europe from England has been successful in European competition? So the Champions League, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Man City won it the first season. So nobody out of the ordinary there. The Europa League, Newcastle have won it. Wrexham have won the Europa League. that's the first one. West Brom have won it. Reading have won it. Liverpool a few times as well. And Tottenham. Tottenham win the trophy. And then the Europa Conference League. Wrexham have won that. West Brom have won that as well. Newcastle. Wrexham again. Norwich. Okay, so it looks like out of the lower teams, Wrexham, I would say, are the most successful with 1 Europa League title and 2 Europa Conference League titles, 2 Carabao Cups as well. They've done it. They have done. They've also won this European South American Club Challenge. They won in 2041. Very, very interesting. Okay, that's a nice new thing I've seen there. Didn't see that one before. So the final thing I wanted to check was the competition rankings. And 20 years in the future, the English Premier League is still ranked as the best. It's still the best league. It's held on. It was strong enough to battle through. It was strong enough to hold its own. And it was strong enough to withstand every single club getting thrown out and sent to the National League, mainly because they still managed to win things while they were down there, which meant they qualified for European competitions, winning Carabao Cups for the Europa League qualification, FA Cups for that, winning the Champions League, winning the Europa League in Tottenham's case. They held on, they survived, they keep going, they keep battling. Some clubs not so much, the likes of Aston Villa, the likes of Everton, they were a shock. Sheffield United, Burnley, non-league clubs now. Luton was struggling for a long time as well. In fact, where were Luton when we ended? Luton Town, there's one. Luton Town now play in the English Southern League Premier Central. Oh my days. Not for the first time as well. They got relegated in 34-35, didn't come back till 37-38, and got relegated again in 39-40, and they've not come back. Oh my days. That was the one. That was the one. Luton Town are not even a National League South side anymore. I've been Paul, also known as the Northman. We simulated the English pyramid. We made it go into chaos, but it managed to survive and bounce back.